Hey guys, this is Donnie with Standing Goats Rescue. I'm probably going to be doing this video in multiple clips and I'll put it all together. My phone, I don't know if it'll overheat today or not, but I had problems last year with it overheating. That was the reason going to the Nikon camera. But anyhow, stand by, I'm going to switch view of the camera. Alright, there we go. I was wanting to fill you guys in. I'm up at the property where we were setting gifts out for the cavemen. But I want to tell you guys what has happened. I've had a lot of issues lately trying to get videos uploaded. About 2 months ago, 2.5 months ago, it's been a little ways back. I just moved all this stuff. I got me a new tractor. I'll show it to you toward the end of the video. But we went out, well, I went out to do a walk, and I dropped my camera. It's just one of them Nikon cameras, digital camera. It didn't break anything when it hit the ground. I dropped it on the dirt. This is where we shoot at. There's our trash basket. It's about time to empty it. But anyhow, I dropped the camera. I picked it up. It was still on, but nothing worked. It wouldn't take a picture. I couldn't go through the menu on it. It wouldn't do anything. And so I went to turn it off so I could turn it back on to see if it would work, and it wouldn't even turn off. By the time I got it into Panama City to have it checked, the batteries were dead. It doesn't use the, it's not a rechargeable. We just put the Duracell lithium batteries in it, and they're rather expensive. And so I bought 2 more batteries, and I waited till I got to the shop in Panama City to have them look at it and then put the batteries in it. And the young man that looked at it told me that it would be cheaper to buy a new camera than to fix that one. I messed up something inside had messed up, but anyhow, so that killed my camera. And then my phone, I went out. I got some pretty neat footage. The area where I hunt at, you guys that have been following us here on the channel, if you remember, I ran into a game warden and these guys in a black uniform with a weird logo on it. Well, I went to that area. In that spot, you always you'll get a weird feeling of, it's almost a scary feeling, like you're being watched. And sometimes you can tell the exact area it's coming from. Other times it's just all around you. It's hard to tell. But when I got up there, it was dead. I mean, there were no feelings whatsoever. No creepiness to it. I didn't hear any whistles. There wasn't anything. And which that should be the norm in a lot of areas that you go. If you hike a lot in the woods. I'm watching while I talk. I'm sorry. I had the tractor up here doing some work, and some odd things happened a little while ago, and it spooked me. I couldn't hear it over the tractor, and when it would happen, I'd idle the tractor down, and the sound wouldn't happen again until I idled it back up and I started working, and then it would happen again. Well, I got a little creeped out, and so I put the tractor up. But anyhow, as I was saying, that place was dead. There wasn't even any tracks from the deer, and that's very unusual. That area is just absolutely loaded with deer. There's not very many big ones, but for the hunter, there's plenty of meat animals in there, good mature bucks. There's a lot of really old does. There's some of them at the end of their lifespan that would be great for harvest if you're a meat eater. But there wasn't any tracks. It was like somebody came through there with a huge net and just scooped everything out. Well, I backed out. I didn't get, I got a lot of footage, but there wasn't anything worth showing. I had nothing. I don't know if you guys hear that. It just went dead silent. Other than this bug that's zooming around me. The birds were chirping. It just went silent. I'm almost to the area. It's right back over here where I was hearing the sounds. But anyhow, I left and I went to the far end of that area. And down at that far end, that's where I believe I got it on video. I had a log thrown at me. And I left. I had several growls and a couple of people that watched the video. They had taken a screenshot from, it looked like one of the big guys, one of the caveman creatures, but it had pointed ears. It looked like it was wearing, if you remember back in middle school, junior high, during history classes, when they were showing us the cave paintings of the Native Americans, and they had the tall figures, they had the head like a dog. It looked like that. I had 3 different people send me a screenshot, and I never seen it. I didn't see it until I got the screenshot. And 2 of them give me the timestamp of where they took it, and I went back and watched it, and I never seen it when I was out there, or I would have left immediately. It was pretty creepy. But anyhow, that's the area I went to. And I always get growled at in there, and that's where I did a live stream, and you could hear it sounded like 2 people talking off in the distance, like mumbling, and a lot of whistling. That spot with the swamp was full of water. I couldn't get back where I wanted to. I only had my knee boots on, and so I backed out. And there's a little trail that goes back around the back side of that swamp. And I was working my way back around there, and I heard almost in front of me, a little to my right, and I don't know which direction that would have been, not back there. I didn't pay attention. I didn't have my compass at all. But it sounded like somebody clapped their hands. It was either 4 or 5 times. It was really loud. Just pow, 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 pow. And I was trying to focus my phone in that direction. And I thought I had it about pinned out. I'm clearing this here for the goats. We're going to clear this and pasture it. But anyhow, I thought I had him pegged. Whatever had made that clapping sound, he wasn't far from me. I would say within 50 to 60 feet. And I heard directly behind me something busting through the canopy, through the limbs and the leaves. And before I could spin around to see what it was, it hit a tree behind me and to my left side. And it was a log. Part of it landed off to the left of me, about 20 feet. And a part of it broke off and it hit me in my lower back and across my backside, my rear end. It hit me hard enough. I got a pretty nasty bruise from it. And I don't know if I was intentionally targeted or if it was, they were throwing it off to the side to warn me, and it just so happened the piece that broke off, I was in the path of it. But I left out of there. It scared me really bad. I've had a lot of stuff thrown at me, but I've never been hit by anything other than acorns and little twigs. I've never been hit by anything like that. And it almost knocked the wind out of me. But I thought it was, it didn't feel hard. It was a piece of oak. It was dead. It was not green. But it was not rotted either. It was really dry and quite hard. But when it hit me, it felt like somebody had, when you see the football players and one of them would ram his shoulder into the other guy to knock him to the ground, it felt like I got hit with somebody's shoulder. But there wasn't anybody. I seen the majority, the big part of the log hit off to my left. I seen it. And the piece that hit me landed just 2 or 3 feet from my foot. And I spun around. There wasn't anybody there, nobody I could see. And I picked up the broken piece and I walked over to the large part of it. And it was definitely it was the same log. I didn't see anything. I scanned the area with the camera or with my phone and I left. It scared me too bad. I wasn't going to stay. I'm a little creeped out in here right now. This is where I was at on the tractor. I was clearing that. I kept hearing them sounds. I don't know what it was. I don't think it was a growl. I'm not going to go over to that spot that's where that baseball was pulled apart and chewed up. That was right over there. I'm not going over there. I don't feel right at all. I feel really, really I'm being watched. That's the feeling I get. And it could be paranoia. These things do make me quite paranoid. I'm scared of them. I'm fascinated by them. I want to see all the evidence I can find, but I'm scared of them in the same sense. I think I'm scaring myself. I lost my train of thought. Oh, with the phone. Okay. I got a lot of good footage. I got when I heard the clapping, I had that on video. That was recorded. And when the log that come flying through the treetop, when it hit the tree, I did not get it on camera. I was keeping the camera trained straight ahead of me where I was hearing the clapping sounds at. I'm sorry, I just got a really unnerving feeling there's somebody over there. I'm going to keep the phone pointed that direction. I hope there's not a glare on it. But anyhow, I got, when the log, the piece of it hit me, I spun the camera around because I thought somebody was directly behind me. I thought they ran into me. And it's, you can't really make nothing out on the video because it was really jerky. And all it is a blur as I spun the camera around. And then I showed the log, the piece that hit me, and I showed the other piece. And then I went up and I dropped it next. The piece that hit me, I dropped it on the ground alongside the long piece of it. And it was the same one. I got that on video and I immediately left. There were no whistles, there were no growls. It was only the clapping sound. And when I got to where I was about 100 yards from the truck, it sounded like somebody was gargling mouthwash. It was really loud. and I couldn't tell if he was 100 feet from me or 100 yards, but he was directly behind me. And then the second time it started gargling, the same sound, a gargling sound, came as I was facing the sound. I was facing the direction I just came from. And to the left of that, probably, I would guess 50 feet, 50 yards, there was another one started gargling. And at 2 points, they were making that gargling sound at the same time. Well, I got out of there and I went home. I got the video edited, and I went to upload it to YouTube. And no, I'm sorry, let me back up. Let me get up here. I'm losing my thought. I'm freaked out. I know y'all heard that. That was loud. I'm leaving. I'm gonna head toward the truck. That was a little too close for comfort. Trying to keep the camera pointed that direction. I knocked a bunch of limbs down and stuff scattered, and I don't want to trip. Forgive me if the video is shaky. I'm gonna head out of here. I don't feel right. Anyhow, I forget what I was saying. I saved those videos. The following morning I got up and I edited the videos. I put them together. I had 3 different videos. One of them was about 20 minutes long, and it didn't have much on it until the end. The second video was 5 or 6 minutes. There wasn't much to it. It was just some whistling. That was out here. That was where we just walked from. But I was being whistled at, and it was like rapid fire. 3 different areas being whistled at pretty aggressively. And the last video was the one where the log was thrown, and I got hit by a piece of it. And I can't get to the truck fast enough. Guys, I'm really nervous. I don't know why this is spooking me like this. They always scare me, but I got a really bad feeling right now. Just hoping you ain't following me. Crud, I keep messing up my thought. That trail we just come down, this also circles around and it ties back into it. That trail was made after the hurricane. I did not make that one. This one I did, but that one I did not. And I don't know if you guys can see, it's wide. It's probably 5 foot wide, and it turns right there. I'm gonna head up toward the truck. But the third video was the one that had when I got hit with a log. I got up, I got all 3 of them were edited and they were ready to be uploaded, and I couldn't get on to my YouTube channel. And I have not changed the password. I haven't done anything. I'm not good with technology. If I go to mess with the password, I'll end up locking myself out. So I don't mess with it. I don't bother the settings. I don't mess with anything on it. I'm stuck under this little shade. But anyhow, I couldn't get on to YouTube. I finally was able to get logged on. I uploaded the videos. They uploaded. And that afternoon, usually I get comments fairly quick. It's my family group on YouTube. You guys comment a lot, and I love it. I love the communication with you. Sorry about the noise. But I didn't get any comments at all, and that was unusual. And so I went to the channel on my phone, and the videos were not there. I couldn't find them. And I figured out how to go to Google on my phone, and I can go to a desktop version of YouTube. And you can do stuff on there that you can't do with the mobile version. And the videos were not in there either. I don't know where they went. So I went to my gallery in my phone, because when I edited them with the Filmora app, it'll save them in my gallery. And when I went in there, they were not in the gallery. And so I went to the Filmora app, and it'll have a list of all the videos that I've done, and I can save them until I fill up the memory for that app, or I can delete them, whatever I want to do with them. And the older videos were there, but those 3 were gone. Well, I had the original clips before the editing, and so I put them back together, and I made the videos again. I did a little less editing because it takes so long on the phone to do that. And I uploaded them, and the same thing happened again. Well, then I think it was the 3rd time, I left out the 2 videos that didn't have a whole lot in them, and I was mainly concerned with uploading the video that had the log, where I got hit with a piece of that log. That was the one I wanted to post. And I uploaded it. It showed it was uploaded. On the app it showed. I didn't log out. I just got out of the YouTube app. And in about an hour later, I went back to check to see if it had vanished. And sure enough, it was gone. No comments, no video. And I went in my gallery, and the clips that I took, the original clips before editing, they were gone. All of them. Well, then my phone died. And all of this happened just in a couple of weeks' time. I got up at 3 in the morning. My phone stays on my nightstand, and I checked the time, and I wanted to sleep until 5. I set the phone back down, and I woke up a couple hours later. I went to check the time, and my phone was off, and it wouldn't turn on. I took it to Verizon. It would not recognize a wireless charger. It wouldn't recognize any type of charger. There wasn't nothing they could do. And they told me I had to file insurance, and I had to pay $199 to get my phone replaced, and I had to have one. Well, I got the phone. I think it was 3 days it took, and I got the phone. And I went to Verizon, and they were going to put my all my pictures, my contacts, everything that was in my memory card. They were going to transfer all that for me because I don't know how to do all of that. And they said the memory card was, oh geez, I forget the word, corrupted. I had a corrupted memory card. And I got home, and it would open up, and I got an old phone that doesn't work at all anymore. It turns on, but there's no service, and it don't work with the network now. It's a Sprint type phone, but it's not up to par with the 4G, and it doesn't show that it's corrupted. It'll show the files, but you cannot open nothing. It says data file, and there's thousands of them. And I went back to Verizon, and they said the memory card's dead. And I paid a lot of money for that one. I wanted a good one so I wouldn't lose my stuff. Well, I got the new phone, and I tried to post a video because it had been so long since I've been in touch with you guys, and I could not get on my YouTube channel again. And I fought with that and fought with it for almost 2 weeks. And I contacted the Yahoo people, and I contacted the Google people, and I contacted YouTube, and it was just multiple days of talking to them. And the YouTube people told me that somebody was using my phone to go into YouTube under my channel. And I told them it was me. I said, it's my phone. I have it in my hand. It's the one I'm talking to you on. And long story short, they finally got it fixed. They got to where I can get on my channel. And I tried to upload a video to give you guys an update of what has happened. And my uploads would vanish. They would upload to the channel, and within minutes they're gone. And this kept happening. And I just got that fixed just a couple of days ago. I can upload now, praise the Lord. And I've got to download editing app again. Filmora, a good friend of mine, she's part of my YouTube. She does YouTube also, and she's a good friend, and she updates me on a lot of things, and she helps me out tremendously. And she let me know that the video did go through and there wasn't any problems. But the problem I'm having now is I have yet to receive any comments. My phone doesn't give me any comments from my YouTube channel. And I had to download YouTube Studio app. And I open that one, and I can see the comments on there, and I can respond to them. I have to do them individually, but that's the only way I know if I have comments. And if I respond to somebody and they click the little heart symbol for my reply to the comment, then I will get a notification on my phone telling me that somebody has liked my response, but I don't get the comments, and I don't know how to fix that. I went into YouTube, the settings for the channel, and I found where you can turn that on and off. It was already turned on. I turned it off and tried it, and I turned it back on, and I restarted my phone, and I can't, it's not working. If you guys, any of y'all, if you know how I can get that fixed, my extended family is you guys. We love each and every one of y'all, and the hardships, the mental hardships that I've been through and I'm still dealing with from these big guys, these forest giants. The only way I was was to get beyond this and to overcome it was through communication with you guys. A lot of y'all have also had encounters. And a lot of you guys have had some horrible encounters. But y'all, just the advice and the coaching, and you guys got me so far above that. I'm able to hunt until the sun goes down. I will leave when it starts getting dark. But since my worst encounter I had back in 2010, I have not been in the woods. When the sun starts going back behind the trees, I leave. I'm in my car and halfway home before it gets dark enough for the headlights. And now I'm able to, I'll stay long enough the time I make it back to my vehicle. It's not dark, but I have to turn the headlights on. But all of that is due to you guys. Did y'all hear that? That was a loud crack. It sounded like a rock hitting a tree, like somebody threw a rock. I'm fixing to leave. I'm sorry this is so long. If I can't find an app to edit this today, I'm going to go ahead and upload it the way it is. I just wanted to fill you guys in. My phone died, my camera died, and I don't know. I think that's something, well, it would be conspiracy if I mentioned it, but I think something crooked is going on. But it goes so much further than what I've told you. I don't want you guys to think I'm a nut job, so I'm not going to mention it. But I'm not the only one that's having this type thing happen to them. I got a good friend that's the same thing he's going through, and we're on par with some of the same things that we like to look into. And he's being harassed. He lives up near Tennessee, and they're harassing him pretty bad. He's actually got government people messing with him. And he's a good man. He doesn't mess with drugs or alcohol or anything. He's a good man. And they're trying to wreck his life for him, but through faith in Christ, it ain't going to happen. Well, guys, thank y'all. Please forgive me for the length of this video. I wanted to update you. There's a lot more that's happened, and I'll fill you in as I get my channel running properly to where I can communicate with you guys through comments instead of waiting days before I realize I've gotten one. If I have not responded to any of your comments, please forgive me. It's not intentional. I'm having problems with my channel. If you guys have had the same problem, if you know how to fix it to where I can get the comments on my phone, please let me know. I greatly appreciate it. And I'll be going back out. If all goes well next week, I've got plans. I'm going to go to another area that a friend lives on. He's got large acreage, and you'd have to have a vehicle to ride from end to end on it. It's quite large, but he's got a big creek about 50 foot from his house, and he's getting these creatures on the other side of the creek. But he cut a path from his house to the creek. There's a lot of tupelo trees in there. It's beautiful. But he made him a path through that real thick stuff. And on multiple occasions, he's went down there. He's got a little fold-up lounge chair. He sits down by the water. And these things will step out on the other side of the bank. And the creek's only about 20 feet wide. It's probably 4 or 5 foot deep. But they'll step out from behind the trees on the other side. And he claims that there's a couple in there that are they're wide, very broad, but they're lanky, really long, skinny arms and legs, but they got a head like a dog. And we're trying to get a date together to try and go over there with him, and we're gonna go set some game cameras up right there on his trail, shining across the creek, and maybe get something on film. But until then, I will keep you updated and get my channel fixed. I'll be in direct communications. And I've got to download the app again so I can do a live stream. But until I see you guys next time, God bless each and every one of you. We love you. And remember, be safe. Oh, I'm sorry. I almost forgot. I wanted to show you the tractor. I did get a tractor. I added a grapple. I got a Mahindra 1626. It's 25 or 26 horsepower. It's stout. Oh, praise the Lord. This thing is so strong. And it's a big tractor. It's not a subcompact. It's a compact tractor, but that's a Ford F-150, I believe. Yes, F-150. That's my sister's truck. And you can see the size of this tractor compared to that truck. It's a big machine. It's heavy, incredibly strong. And I'm so blessed. I shouldn't have been approved for this. My credit's not all that good yet. I've only got a year and 9 months credit history, and they approved me with no money down. And they told me I needed to wait until my score got over 700 to apply, because Mahindra requires a high score. I added that light for the when I'm working, 'cause when it gets hot out, I'll be doing my work at night. I got COPD, and I don't smoke. I have not been a smoker, but the humidity is really rough on me. But I added that work light. There's the on-off switch for it right there. And I added the hydraulics for the grapple. This is a diverter. It's real simple. The hydraulics from my tractor hooked to the loader here. I just got 2 short hoses. It comes out of here into the diverter, and then it comes out this side back to the factory hoses that did connect back here. So they go to these cylinders here that make your bucket curl. And when I hit the trigger right here, as long as I'm holding that trigger down, it diverts the flow of hydraulics that normally goes straight across into these hoses. It diverts it into these, and these go up and they connect with quick connections right there to the grapple. And I added these 2 lights because the lights are really good on this machine. They're really bright, but with the grapple on it, you can't see. It's difficult to see because of it's a big grapple, even when it's closed and it gets in the view of the headlights. But I installed the lights. I am not a mechanic or an electrician. I'm just a goat farmer. And if I can do this, any of you guys can. And there's the light switch for the front lights. It's got 4 speeds here. You got 4 speeds in high range, 4 speeds in low range. This is your forward, neutral, reverse, and there's your clutch. You pick your gear you want, and then all you mess with is that. You push it forward to go forward, you clutch in, you shift that forward, you let off the clutch, and off you go. It's got a gas pedal right here, and it does have a split brake. I can lock 1 tire at a time on the rear end if I'm working with crops and I got to make tight turns to catch the next row. I unlock, there's a lever between them pedals. You flip it up, and if you hit the left pedal, you turn the steering wheel hard left and you hit the throttle, it'll spin where this tire won't turn at all. It'll pivot on that tire. And you can also do the same for the right tire by hitting the right pedal. But it's a fantastic machine, guys. I highly recommend it. My first experience on a Mahindra was 2012, 2011, 2012. I think it was November of 2011. The first time I ever been on a Mahindra. And I put about 600 hours on Mahindra tractors. And I have no complaints on them. They are a very heavy tractor, extremely heavy. But I just wanted to fill you guys in on it, and until next time, you guys, God bless you. Be safe.